Now, what's the address of the emergency?
Man, Martin just got shot, bro.
What street are you on?
On, yeah, what's you calling? I'm on Virginia Street.
How old is the person that got shot?
Like 25.
Okay. Is it male or female?
Male.
Okay, is he awake?
No, he's dying. I need an ambulance. He's now. White boy, wait.
Okay, where's the person with the gun? Who is it that shot him? Hello? Sir? Hello?
Officers rushed to the scene.
I was dispatched to a report of a gunshot victim on West Virginia Street. So as I drove to the call, obviously your adrenaline is amped up some because we don't drive to a barking dog call, lights and sirens on. So we're driving there and you know it's a serious call.
All right. Where's the shooter at?
He ran. A white male, black shirt, green bandana.
White male, green bandana.
Black shirt.
Got a black shirt. I send the medics in. Said, what happened, dude?
My brother just had pulled up and seen the shooter. The shooter,
What's his name? What's the shooter's name?
I don't know. I couldn't get a good visual of him.
Just keep pressure. Keep pressure where you're at. Okay. Don't let up. What's your brother's name?
Jose Peña.
Jose Peña.
Yeah.
As soon as I opened the door, I realized how serious the situation was because there was blood all the way onto the passenger seat. I began to look for signs of life on him, and I wasn't seeing that, but we continued to hold pressure. The medics were then called up to come and deal with the subject.
Soon, medics arrived and took over a situation that was quickly slipping out of control.
Y'all stand back up. Come on, get off the car. Get off the car. Get up. There may be a. Get off the car. Come on. Over here. Over here. Hey, keep your hands. Open that blanket right there. Cause 4x4s. Get white mom.
Don't you get out.
Would there be anybody that you know of that could do that?
No, I don't know who the hell was, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
How old are you?
He was probably about 25 age.
Now, speaking with Jose's brother, he had told us that the suspect's description was that he was a white male, slim to medium build with shorter blonde hair.
Which way did he go?
My cousin said he ran that way.
Where's the cousin at?
My cousin's the one that probably blacked you guys down there.
He flagged you down.
He's the one that was out here with him when that happened.
Jose's brother said that her cousin was standing right there, but he had already left the scene. And that kind of raised concerns on our end because we didn't know if he was a witness, a suspect, or if he had left to try to go chase after the suspect. We went from there to the hospital where we met with medical staff. That's when we were informed by the doctors that Jose Peña had succumbed to his injuries and we were no longer working an aggravated robbery. We were working a homicide.
After the devastating news, investigators pushed forward. They needed to understand who was responsible and why this happened.
As we were investigating, we observed there was a tent in front of the car. We were looking for pieces of evidence. In the tent, we found a small amount of marijuana, but that wasn't really our concern at that point.
Showcase.
After the devastating news, investigators pushed forward. They needed to understand who was responsible and why this happened.
Knocked it out or what?
We had understood that there had been one gunshot fired from witnesses on scene, and so we began looking for a shell casing in the area. I found the shell casing in the grass. It was a silver shell casing, and it was about 10 feet in front of the front end of the car. Now that we were establishing the crime scene and we had a shell casing, we then needed to figure out which direction the shooter had fled.
We looked around, tried to determine the most feasible route on foot to get out of there the fastest, because there were a bunch of different directions that he could have gone, but he would have obviously wanted to have picked the quickest route to get out of there on foot.
See some foot skid marks. Those are not from any of us. So come down to the left, that's where you'll actually see the skid marks.
Okay.
And that's as far as we walked up down right there and stopped there.
A K-9 unit was called in to assist with the search.
This I try to think, what would I do?
Going back in the direction of station as you go back to control.
You're gonna hit this open area. Is there a trail? Yeah, there's a trail. To the right.
Over here. All the way.
When a suspect flees a scene, sometimes they'll drop items of evidence that they don't know they dropped or they're not aware of. In this instance, it was a flip-flop that was on the path that the suspect may have taken and that the K-9 assisted us with finding.
The flip-flop was collected and sent to the lab for DNA testing.
From the initial scene, we start to spread out, canvassing the area, knocking on doors, looking for surveillance cameras.
Hello, how are you? Hey, I'm Detective Miller with Bryan Police. We're just trying to see if y'all saw anything on the street. You don't get any suspicious people, vehicles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my mom to see if she saw something.
Great, thank you.
Wait, she's actually in the backyard, so you don't want to go.
Hey, can we just walk around and talk to her? Okay, thank you.
Good.
Sorry to bother you. We're trying to see if anybody saw anything on the street, like people.
So after our canvass, we didn't find anything that was useful or helpful to our investigation at this point.
The search wasn't turning up much. Time was slipping away, the suspect was on the move, and the urgency was growing. Meanwhile, a family was left grieving.
My brother Jose was kind. He loved his family. He loved my kids. He loved me. He took care of all of us. So he was my younger brother, but he was my little big brother because he looked out for us. He was always there for me. He, more than anything, wanted to start a family. He wanted to be married. He wanted to have kids. It never happened. He never got the chance to, even. He would have been 24 in a week before it happened. When they let me know that my brother Jose had passed, how I felt wasn't even describable because I just felt my whole air leave me. I don't think I've ever cried in front of people like that.
With no clear direction to start from, detectives turned to the victim's cousin, the only person who was with him at the scene when the shooting happened.
Okay, I appreciate you coming in. I'm Detective Davis, my partner, Detective Miller. Well, just start me and tell us what happened, what was going on.
And I was talking to my cousin, like, before he moved back, but shot at him.
Okay.
And seen a white boy in a white mask.
With the white mask?
I mean, not white mask, blue mask.
Okay. Now, when this happened, and where did you go from there?
I called 911, ran the ambulance.
Okay.
And then after that, I went to the end of Virginia Street and started walking down the law, go back all the way.
Okay. Tell where the guy went when he left.
Went behind the railroad track.
Okay.
Like they can't move behind. What you know what the fence is? Yeah. All right. You know how you come to the road check on this side. You can't do that real.
One of the key pieces of information that the cousin was able to give us was the route that the suspect ran when he fled the scene. And the route that he told us was the exact same route that the canine had initially sniffed and found the trail going through some thick brush towards railroad tracks. When it came down to motive and asking the cousin what, the specific details of this crime, initially he was a bit apprehensive. And we believe it was because there was potential narcotic sales going on in that area. And after we assured him that this was not a narcotics investigation, we wanted to find the shooter, he opened up a little bit more and was able to give us some more useful information in our investigation.
That's when you point the gun at me, give me your wallet. Okay. Then I get my wallet in his face. Okay. Then that's when he see my cousin get all the money in the car. Okay. That way my cousin put the gun in my cousin. He's like, give me the money. And my cousin want to give it up. So that's when he shot him.
Right. Did he say anything else other than that? Is there even the farthest part of the back of your mind, does he resemble anybody that y'all might know?
Seen him. But my cousin, the way the expression my cousin gave him, like he knew him.
The information that the cousin had told us about this appearing to be a robbery gone wrong. One of the things that the cousin told us that was quite helpful was that as far as white boys go, they had one white, customer or client that they sold to. He was not sure of his first name or last name, but he said he would look into it and ask around town. Also checked social media and try to figure out who may have been associated with his cousin. When he got that information, he would contact us.
While investigators began looking into the possible customer, they still needed more information from the victim's family.
Jose's sister agreed to come up to the police department and speak with us about this incident.
Tell me what you got.
I've been kind of writing everything down.
Okay.
Every time I hear something, I write it down. When it's inconsistent, I write it down.
She does not live there at that location, but we learned she had taken lots of notes and trying to detail every little thing that she could think of about her brother's death and anybody that they associated with. Some of the information she got was from social media too. Now, when we get information based off of social media, we have to take it with a grain of salt. We don't know if it's credible or if it's a rumor, but we do have to follow up on. One of the names that she was able to give us was one of the white boys they'd sold to. His name was Johnny, and she had got that name from floating around on social media.
Shooter. Second. The description that they're giving us is similar to him, this Johnny guy. And he's kind of bendy-headed, kind of a rough guy.
It was just girls my brother was talking to.
Okay, but they're sending this guy Facebook messages. Hey, you're this and that. You're gonna get.
Well, because my brother probably said, something to those girls, and those girls they have their mindset. I mean,
I know, but I mean, it's that kind of stuff that stirs people up, and then the next thing you know, somebody's saying it's true when it's not. And then they can get the wrong knucklehead who's about half twisted, and he goes sees him and shoots him, something crazy like that. I'm just trying to make that go away.
Yeah. Okay.
Detectives searched their system for anyone named Johnny and found a possible match, just 3 miles from the crime scene.
Hello? Jonathan. Is he? Y'all want to go? Y'all want to go get him for me?
Yeah.
Hello. How you doing, sir? That's him right here. Johnny, can I talk to you for a second? I'm Detective Davis, Prime Police. How you doing, man? This is Detective Hines. He's my partner.
Yes, sir.
Hey, can you talk to you over here? We're investigating. Did you hear anything about the craziness that happened over on West Virginia Street the other day?
No, sir.
Okay, there was a guy got shot.
I seen it on Facebook News.
And we're just in the beginning stages of talking to people.
Yes, sir.
Your name came up as maybe an associate or have talked to knew one of these guys or that kind of thing. You have.
I just know, I guess, the guy's best friend's mother.
Johnny came to the door and we did our due diligence. Speaking with him, he did fit somewhat of the description. He had blonde hair and he was white. It was short hair, but he was considerably larger than the suspect we were looking for. So unless he gained 75 pounds overnight, we knew at this point in time he was not our shooter.
And standing here looking at you, I don't think you're who we're looking for. Oh.
Whenever it was, I do have an alibi.
Okay, what?
I haven't left here.
Okay. Is this who's your alibi?
My best friend, sister.
So after speaking with Johnny, it is discouraging because at this point in time we're dead ending everywhere that we go.
With no solid leads yet, detectives decided to revisit the victim's brother, hoping he might recall something he hadn't mentioned during the initial interview.
Of course, we've been running around talking to everybody and anybody will listen to it. But yeah, we're still running down any white boys.
So yesterday when you let me go, right? I went to go see who I could talk to, maybe see something.
Right.
They seen the white male that left here get into a small Geo Metro white car across the tracks.
Okay. That's big news.
Although it may not have seemed like a big development to the brother about it being a white car, it was certainly a big one for us. If we can find this white car, then we can find our shooter.
Keep it up to date, man.
So the next step in our investigation is try to get a hold of this guy that the brother had already talked to and see what else he can tell us about this car.
Hey, buddy. You live here? Can I speak to you? Can I talk to you real quick?
Gentleman wasn't that cooperative with us.
The white male wasn't cooperative. He had just been released from jail and wanted no involvement in a homicide investigation.
At least now we're armed with some information and we know that we're looking for a white car, so there's a glimmer of hope there. Not too long after we received a call at the station, someone had some information for us. Actually, it was a carpenter that lived in the area where this occurred, and we met up with him.
Hey, how you doing? Did you make a call to us?
Yeah, I called earlier.
Right.
I seen you walking down the neighborhood yesterday.
Okay, cool. Okay.
I saw a white car pull up. I didn't see it pull up, but the white car was right there next to that car.
Was it sitting there empty or?
It was sitting there empty. I seen a car, paying attention to it, got caught watching the movie, heard a pop, heard one gunshot.
Then, okay.
We heard a shot, and we think nothing of it. This happened like 2:45ish.
Okay.
This is a white round car, round-ish car.
Okay. How many doors?
4-door, white.
Okay.
I believe it's 4-door.
Okay.
Tinted windows. It looked kind of beat up.
Okay.
And I think it had something like some kind of sticker on the side of the back of that window.
One of the more specific things that he said was it had a bad tint job on the back, that it was bubbled up tinting on the back windshield. We felt that this was enough information that we could put out a BOLO for all our neighboring counties and other departments in other jurisdictions to be on the lookout for this particular white car for us. So this was a huge development in this investigation.
Potential armed and dangerous involved in the
Could be a witness, could be a suspect.
detain and hold at this point, or?
Yeah, notify us.
Notify.
CID.
Okay. Will you bellow it as an involved vehicle in this incident over here? Possibly armed and dangerous. Detain and notify CID.
With the limited information they had, investigators were able to narrow down a potential suspect vehicle that matched the description.
That particular vehicle returned to a female that lived at an address off of Woodcrest Drive, which is about 6 miles away from the crime scene. Once we had the address on this particular house, we started doing drive-bys, hoping that we could catch a glimpse of the vehicle there. Ultimately, we set up undercover officers doing surveillance at that location. A short time later, the vehicle did show up. It did fit the description. The officers that were doing surveillance let us know that 2 white males got in the car and that it had gone mobile. One of our marked patrol units was able to catch up to the vehicle around Highway 6 and Rock Prairie Road, made a traffic stop on the vehicle.
Is that your son? That's my
Sir, sir, can you step out? We can explain stuff here in just a second.
It's kind of freaking me out.
Okay, well, don't be freaked out.
Yeah, because I don't understand what's going on.
Well, that's what I'm here for, sir. Come on up here.
We were able to recognize pretty quickly that the front passenger fit the description of the shooter. He was identified as 30-year-old Cameron Crumry,
Disregard that. You can step out.
and the driver of this vehicle was his father.
What's that? You carry any kind of... You have any other weapon? Oh, no.
Nope, nothing else.
Is there anything in the car, any kind of weapons, anything like that? Okay. Do you have an issue with going through the car to make sure there's no weapons, anything like that may lend to what we're looking into?
We're just going over to a paint job.
I know, but we're going to ask you for your permission to go through here before we go through. Okay. Well, I've asked you first, but we are going to go through. Okay, just based on what we know about the car, to make sure there's no weapons, anything.
My rifle is in the back.
They did not want us to search it, but after consulting with our DA's office, we did ultimately search that car, and we found a rifle in the trunk, and Crumry actually had a knife on him as well. One of the other things that we wanted to do was look at his arms. He was wearing a long sleeve shirt. We wanted to see if he had scratches on his arms from running through the brush that was at the scene, and he refused to show us his arms.
Could you give me some information on the history of this car? Whose car is this?
Well, son's fiance's car.
Whose son?
My son's fiance.
Okay.
His fiance live in my house with my grandson.
Okay.
And that's our car. It's registered to vote.
Okay.
The vehicle that Cameron and his father were in.
The vehicle was towed to the station for further examination, and a search warrant was obtained for the house where Cameron lived with his father and fiancée.
So after we had the suspect vehicle towed from the scene, we all went back to the address on Woodcrest, including Cameron and his father.
Hello? I talked to you for just a moment.
I can't let you just do it right now.
We were able to contact the owner of the white car, the female, the fiance of Cameron, and she did not want us to come inside and search the house. So at that point in time, we were kind of in a holding pattern, and we waited there at the scene with her outside the house while we secured a search warrant. After a short wait, a judge signed the search warrant for the house, and we were able to go in and begin our investigation at this location. Some of the focus was in Cameron's room, obviously, and there were some interesting items that were discovered inside there. We learned pretty quickly that he appeared to be a prepper type. He had numerous, I guess, called go bags. Each bag had survival items in it, weapons, ammunition, food, bandages. There were some narcotics, some marijuana found in the house, as well as a large sum of cash. There was likely a narcotics transaction taking place, specifically involving marijuana at the time of the shooting. And we know that, that's largely a cash business. And so this was one of the major links from the house to the suspect location.
Even with the search turning up evidence, none of it directly helped the homicide investigation until detectives checked the shed. That's where they found the jackpot.
There was one particular Rubbermaid tub that had a bunch of boxes stacked on top of it. And I was able to lift part of that lid up because it was on the bottom and it was a flimsy lid. And I was able to pull it up just enough that it snapped out of my hands, but it was long enough for me to see inside that Rubbermaid tub that there was a brand new trash bag in there that didn't have any dust on it. Everything else in that shed had dust on it except that. So I went back into that Rubbermaid container and pulled that plastic bag out, and that's when we discovered a firearm, a pistol that was consistent in the caliber that was used in Jose's murder, loaded with ammunition that was the same brand and same caliber as the shell casing recovered at the scene, along with some clothing items that fit the description. and ultimately a single flip-flop that was a match to the one that was found at the murder scene in the brush near the railroad tracks. So with all this evidence that directly linked Cameron to the murder scene, he was arrested at that time.
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back here.
Oh,
All right, they got a warrant for you, okay?
why?
Well, why they have the warrant for you?
Yes.
For aggravated robbery.
What?
Aggravated robbery.
Aggravated robbery?
Yes, sir.
Homicide.
Good. Yep. Almost missed the T. Almost.
Cameron was transported to the police department for questioning by our detectives.
Good.
Try to hit my nose.
Oh, I got you. Just look at this. That was not to work. Good. Bustle that. There we go. Right here. I got to keep you cuffed, all right? Until the detectives tell me that I can take you out of them, then I'll take you out of them, but I'll cuff you up front. I'll just leave them up front, all right? Where are you? Right here.
So anytime we're in an interview with a murder suspect, ultimately our golden standard is for a full confession, truthful confession. And there's different ways to go about and trying to get that. That's how we started with, to try to build up to the fact that we knew that he was not at his house at the time of the murder, or his fiance's car was not at the house either. That's where we went from there.
We're trying to figure out exactly what happened on this last Saturday, 30. Okay, and we kind of discussed it a little bit on City Road over there at the college station. Remember our conversation?
Yeah, now I'm considering it's aggravated assault or aggravated robbery or...
Right. It kind of plays into somebody losing their life. Let me ask you a question. How familiar are you with Brian?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Brian. Let's go.
Okay. Well, all the little, micro bumps and bruises, the missing little vent thing in the front, your little, stickers you have in the back, the butterfly sticker and that little square thing.
At this point in time, we start pressing him a little harder, turning up the heat to try to get him to blunder or give us what we're looking for, that golden standard, that truthful confession to what we're looking for in this.
With all its, characteristics, 0% chance that it's not the same car was on the west side of Bryan on 30th, which was a Saturday, at approximately 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or actually a little bit before that. Okay. With a white male driving who looks a whole lot like you.
While we were pressing Cameron for his whereabouts at the time of the murder, he continuously told us that he was at home with his father and his fiance. What he didn't know was that we had already talked to the father and the fiance during interviews, and they couldn't definitively say that he was there at that particular time of the day.
I have people that were there who saw me at my house.
Okay.
Like,
and we talked to your dad, talked to your wife, independent of you. Your dad says he was asleep. We went and talked to your wife, says she was in the kids' room doing Easter arts and crafts for hours. Had no idea whether you were there or you weren't. So neither of them can acknowledge your alibi that you weren't there.
I'm certain if you go back and talk to them, they'll say that I was there actually. I distinctly remember
Round 2 is possible and possible. This happened a little bit later.
I don't know what to tell you. I was at my house at 2. I stayed there. I hung out for most of the day.
Okay.
That was it.
So that's a provable lie.
No, actually it's not. It's provable truth. Well, if we're actually talking about lies and all that kind of stuff, I have to make an order.
Okay, that's fine.
I think at that point in time, he knew he had been backed into a corner, and ultimately he shut down, stopped answering questions, and requested his lawyer. We felt that we were so close, and the last thing we needed was a confession. It did feel like the rug was pulled out from under us as far as the interview went.
A search warrant was obtained for Cameron's DNA and photographs of his body.
We had Cameron remove his shirt so that we could check to see if we could see any scratches on his body. Both his arms and his legs and the top of his feet were completely covered in scratches and scrapes, which would be consistent with somebody fleeing through thick brush to get away from crime scene. Ultimately, we felt like we had built a very strong case with the evidence that we'd collected. But then a huge development in this investigation occurred. We were able to obtain some video footage from surveillance from a neighbor in the area that had captured the scene that day at that time of the murder. Ultimately, we were able to see that Cameron went to this location to likely buy narcotics, saw the opportunity to potentially rob somebody, and pushing and pulling the gun on Jose's cousin, taking his wallet, trying to rob Jose, but ultimately shooting him. Then fleeing the scene through the brush, losing his flip-flop, getting his arms and legs scratched up by all the brush as he's going through the brush. Crossing the railroad tracks where he was seen by multiple witnesses, get into a white vehicle, and then trying to hide all the items used in the murder, including the weapon and the clothing worn, in the shed. We believe that Cameron thought he was clever enough to be able to hide his tracks and get away with this.
With the evidence stacked against him, from DNA to the hidden weapon, Cameron Crumray had no way out. He pled guilty to the murder of Jose Peña and was sentenced to 50 years in a Texas prison. For investigators, it was one of those rare cases where every piece of the puzzle came together. For the Peña family, it didn't bring Jose back, but it finally brought them justice.